it's back again. And we've talked about this subject a lot. Medical marijuana. The advocates have refiled, or at least filed another proposal, a proposed constitutional amendment with the Department of State to allow the use of marijuana for certain medical conditions, and they've tried to change the language or tweak it here and there to answer some of the criticisms that were made of the previous proposed amendment. Talk about it.
Well, the constitutional amendment that was proposed for the 2014 ballot fell just short. It was about 2 percentage points short of what it needed, which is 60% of the voters. So quickly, John Morgan, the Orlando trial lawyer, who's really the major driving force behind this, he and John Mills, who's a former House Speaker, and some of their other group have gotten together again and have put forward a new language for the 2016 ballot. The 2014 proposal was doing really well in the polls, and then opponents started raising a significant amount of money and spending it on negative ads that attacked particular parts of that amendment. Especially, there was a provision in that amendment that would allow medical marijuana to be used for certain types of conditions like cancer and those sorts of things. But it also had some open-ended language about other conditions. And that allowed attacks on that amendment because it allowed the opponents to say, a doctor could order this for anything, any condition. So they've tried to tighten up that language and make it so it is other conditions that are similar to those things like cancer or ALS or Parkinson's disease, which are actually named in the amendment, but they've tried to tighten up this language so it can't be just totally viewed as open-ended, that it would only apply to those types of serious conditions. That's one of the things they've done. They've also tried to add some language to make clear that children could not get medical marijuana. Now, there's always dispute about whether children could get it without, their parents or doctors being involved, or without their parents being involved. But that was another line of attack that they faced. So they've tried to change that language to make it a little bit less apt to be, go down because of negative ads. Now, I'm sure there's going to be negative ads still about it, but they've tried to tighten it up and get it ready. This is going to be a big issue again. I mean, they've got to spend a bunch of money to get the petition signatures. They've still got to get the Supreme Court approval. But if this goes on the 2016 ballot, it's going to be during a presidential year. And John Morgan and his supporters, I think, are pretty confident, or more confident, that if they can get it on a presidential ballot where there's going to be more Democratic turnout, that this thing has a pretty good chance of passing in 2016.
Thank you, Jim. For more news about Florida politics and government, visit the Advances section of our website.